Welcome to the Tuckcast with a Splash of Bourbon, presented by Tuckaseegee Fly Shop, with locations in Bryson City and Sylvan, North Carolina. Be sure to follow the crew on Facebook at Tuckaseegee Fly Shop, Instagram at Tuck Fly Shop, and YouTube at Tuckaseegee Fly Shop for the latest information and instructional videos. Visit the recently updated website, tuckflyshop.com, featuring a new web store along with guided trip information, current stream flow information, scheduled flow releases, plus updated blog posts for your entertainment. I'm Shannon Messer, aka Big Mess, and I will be your host today as it is Casual Friday. Joining me, we have Bobby, the Bearded Wonder Bennett, Dell Diesel Collins, and Blackjack Tamborski. Well, let's see if I get it right this time.
Way to go, Shannon.
Yes, it's amazing what happens when you hit the record button on the road.
Did y'all hear me yell Fisher Report?
I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention. I just making sure that red button is lit up red.
Yeah, we just recorded about a 10-minute segment and the record button wasn't hit. So,
well, on my end, on the Switcher Studio, Bobby was recording, and so we actually did it's a good audio check anyway.
Yeah.
But it's Friday. It's we all get a mulligan every once in a while. I'm not a golfer, but they get do-overs, I guess. I hear about it, So anyway, it's cool, playing. Man.
I was showing off my green Drake.
Nice. Cool, man. Absolutely. Yeah, so here we are back in Silva Friday, the 15th, which marks a lot of great things around here for us. Halfway through May.
Yeah.
An eventful May.
Getting through it.
Getting
her done.
Eventful May. Actually, when we were recording earlier, Dale had literally gone down a rabbit hole about these rabbits in Nevada somewhere, and it was insane.
Yeah, I mean, we had the COVID, and then you had, I guess, people became like, okay, we're going to get back in the world and start coming out of our homes, and then you had murder hornets, right? And that's like the next new way to try to keep us scared to come out of our house. And now we got the wabbit virus. Wabbits.
So where was it? Nevada?
Out in Nevada. Rabbits are getting RHDV too.
I mean, are people that go to Nevada really? I mean, they're going to gamble. They're not going to get rabbits, are they?
They better not be going to gamble. I wouldn't go gamble right now.
I mean, but when they start going back. I mean, the casino here is going to open up here Monday, right?
Dude, I wouldn't touch a slot machine.
Soft.
That is not a porous. Anyway,
right now is the best time. That thing is clean.
Soft opening.
You got a good point. The cleanest.
It's probably the cleanest it's been, and who knows when.
So they're doing invites only.
Yeah, well,
It's like, I wonder how many of those.
That Diamond Club.
Diamond Club members
get that money.
It's like
this.
This is your section here, Mr. Collins.
Yeah, do you get assigned slot machines? Tables, the cards. None of those are porous.
So
they're going to hold on to that snot.
I don't know.
That residue.
But it's a step in the right direction.
So back to the rabbit hole here. The rabbits, it says, maybe not think about eating them for a little bit. But I don't know. It's probably not even season out there. Nevada might not even have a rabbit season.
They might have so many rabbits that there's no closed season. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason they have a problem. There's too many rabbits.
So if the rabbits are bad and a rattlesnake goes and gets a rabbit, does it go to the rattlesnake?
Well, that's like the whole the chronic wasting disease with deer. Like,
yes.
If humans were to get it, they become like zombies. And y'all didn't see that on CNN?
No. But I mean, the CWD is legit though. It's legit.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I'm sure the rabbits say this is legit too.
Yeah.
Probably. What about us?
I mean,
it's like, how is it just Nevada? Why is it not Arizona too?
It's got to start somewhere.
California. It might have started in California.
Good app.
That probably wouldn't even be a story right now if it wasn't for.
And neither would murder hornets. They've been around.
The COVID thing. And the murder hornets, from everything I've read, like from actual people that study, that is not the murder hornet. It's an Asian hornet, but it is not the actual murder hornet. So it's like been blown out of proportion from what it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
You ever go into Bojangles?
Like another virus I know about.
Out here, the Bojangles by the door, they've got the shrubbery. And in the summer months, those bees are all over the place out there.
I push my wife into this.
They ain't killed nobody yet.
Nudge her as we're walking out.
I guess those are not murder hornets there. They like biscuits.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Them things are loud.
Got to risk it for the biscuit, though.
Got to get past the murder hornet, Jack.
So, anyways, Jackaroo, man, what have we been doing in the shop this week? We've been staying fairly busy, right?
Yeah, it's been a great week. Lots of folks coming in and out of the shop. Some wearing protective gear, others not. Either way, that's cool with us. You're not required to wear a face covering, a mask, anything like that.
And we will not shame you if you're not either.
That is true. Yeah, judgment-free zone. I don't know, Shannon, what you think? Like an 80-20 split there?
I think that's safe. Maybe, yeah.
I think on the non-recording that we did, it was 80-15 or 85-15.
but close enough for
He was
horseshoes
getting
and hand
precise.
grenades. Right. I mean, but if
Nobody will ever hear that one.
But if you come in and you feel like you need to wear a mask and you don't have one, we have some nice buffs that could accommodate you.
That is true. Yeah.
There you go.
So we've got you covered.
And it keeps
if you're not covered,
keeps the
and
sun
you want
off
to be
of you.
covered.
I'm glad you covered that, Jack.
Way to
I
go.
do my best.
Good job.
Yes.
So, anyways, yeah, we're still open in the Silva location. Yet to open Bryson City, but just waiting for things to pick up a little bit more down there. But the Silva location still open 9 to 4 Monday through Saturday. So if anybody's wondering, come by and say hey, see us, pick up what you need, all that good stuff. We're calling this Casual Friday, but I know Shannon's got a few somewhat. We don't have like a main topic this week. We're just kind of kicking it.
Yeah.
So
Keeping it loose. One of the things we want to celebrate is things getting back to normal, especially in the realm of fishing.
yeah,
And today being the 15th, the Tribal Waters open today. So now you're listening to this. Maybe you're driving up to fish, or you're thinking about coming up.
Today's the 15th.
You can come up and fish those waters, and they are still keeping all the non-essential businesses closed in Cherokee. I do, caution you to make sure you have food, gas, things like that.
man, I drove through there on Sunday and it was dead.
Yeah,
Like I've never driven through there where it looked like that. That was amazing.
yeah. KFC was even closed.
Like no cars on any of those parking spots driving through.
Colonel.
The Colonel was closed. man.
Everything was closed, Jack. Paul's, you had takeout only up there, but you drove past everything to get to the national park,
Yeah,
and the park was pretty quiet.
yeah. It wasn't real busy.
Wasn't real busy.
I mean, there was people, but it wasn't anything crazy by any means.
It's a nice day, Mother's Day. It was a nice day to get out and ride around, and we did that. We rode up to Newfound, came back, rode over to Deep Creek in Bryson City. The parking lot, at Deep Creek was maybe a quarter of the way full, potentially, if that. The picnic area at Deep Creek in Bryson City is actually open, and the picnic area at Chimney Tops is open as well.
It looked, Collins Creek was open. That picnic area. They had
Yes,
gates
Collins
open
Creek
there?
was open, and you can get a full list of those there at the Smoky Mountain National Park website, and also in Facebook. They put a list of those stuff.
Yeah, Secretary of Interior was there this weekend too.
Yeah.
He's walking around with old Cassius,
Was he? Yeah. It's
park
cool.
If
superintendent.
everybody knows who Cassius is.
Cassius
Not
Cash,
not Cassius Clay.
but Cassius Cash.
What is
That's
Cassius Clay? Was that the Kennedy? What was that? I know that name.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Come on,
okay.
man.
I couldn't remember.
Kennedy.
What was the
Kennedy.
Even
the
I knew
guy
that. Come on, Bobby.
Kennedy.
with Kennedy? His name was Cassius.
Kennedy.
It was the guy behind like some of the money behind it, if I remember right.
You read too much.
Hi.
Anyways.
you lost me, man. Oh my heavens! But speaking of fighting, Jack, we were talking about the other day about Fight Island, and I screenshotted that right quick about the UFC, and yeah, it's they had the UFC fights, but Fight Island's going down with that dude, man. I can't remember the two guys, but the guy that like jumped over the ring and went out fighting people in the stand.
Oh, what?
Khalib or whatever his name is. Yeah, that's who it is. But Fight Island,
I don't go to fights.
NASCAR this weekend.
Never
You
been
don't
in
go
a
to
fight.
any fights?
Never
Nas-
been in a fight. Never want to be in a fight.
Yeah.
I don't like watching them.
You don't watch UFC or anything like that ever?
That one that we watched with Clint. That's the only one I've ever watched.
Really?
That's a fact.
Interesting, man. I'm not a big UFC guy, but I watch it. I actually watch the YouTube thing because it's like it gives you the 1 minute of like the action.
Oh yeah, and that's why I don't watch fights.
I don't get into the let's walk out and everybody around me and take time to get my clothes off and my robe, and that's to me is just too much hype. I'm like, let's hit each other and get it over with.
I would rather. I'm a boxing guy.
Yeah.
I grew up,
I'd rather watch
boxing there, and then, some great pugilists back in the day for sure.
Pugilist, man.
Pugilist, man.
That's the word of the day.
What?
Pugilist.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Lennox Lewis was a great pugilist from England.
Well, props to you.
Props.
I'm impressed.
Lennox Lewis does not own an Amadou patch.
There it is. Bring up the Amadou.
There's the other word of the day. But, boxing was the thing, some good, heavyweights. Heavyweights was a big division in the day. And then you had like some of the welterweights come in, Sugar Ray Leonard, Boom Boom Bancini there. And then there was a couple of deaths in the ring too. Guys got taken out. They died because of boxing after the fight, passed away. Of course, everybody probably remembers Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah, man. Hey, did you see he's like trying to make some type of comeback? Dude, they showed him working out the other day.
Oh, he's jacked.
That dude can still move. Like his speed is incredible. And he's what, like 50, might be pushing 60. I don't know. How old is he?
George came back. George Foreman.
Yeah, he did when he was like in his 50s.
So George made his comeback when I was in the Navy, and you're like, it was impressive that George could go the distance in the fight. Just as the weight he was carrying at the time was impressive. But up there in the Norfolk area, Purnell Sweet Pea Whitaker was from Norfolk. And a couple of fights, and we'd go watch those. It was pay-per-view, but you could go to the club on the base and watch that. Local guy there.
Yeah.
But I like boxing, and then boxing took a downturn, and obviously UFC has really come on starting in the early '90s and really filled that void. Then it was different.
There's nothing like watching somebody get kicked in the head, man.
Man, I tell you, they go at it. But I just enjoyed maybe the pageantry of boxing a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think all humans are just attracted to fights, regardless. There's something about it that just you'll stop for a second and say, it's a fight.
Yeah, you probably have the ones that are like, oh, let's watch this. And then the others are like, those people are dumb. Let's keep going. But they look. It's like a car crash. You still look.
You still look because it gets your attention. It's like human nature is conflict, dissidence in there, whether it's athletic, school, things like that. If there's a fight, everybody is fight, room. They go to the window, at least say, there's a fight outside. Then they're like, oh, got to break it up.
I never even saw a fight in school.
Really?
Never.
Man, the best, I shouldn't say the best one because you shouldn't encourage fighting. Let's go ahead and put that there. We're not encourage fighting. But I did see two girls. Man, girls.
Oh,
they're the worst.
best.
But two girls, I watched this girl. Her name was Cinnamon. She got her head put through the trophy case.
So she was
in the
Toast
lobby.
Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
She became Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There's some. Women fight. They're nasty.
Oh, man.
Men are like, let's stand there and like try to punch. Women are,
let's pump the brakes there,
let's
Bobby.
scratch, let's pull hair. They're ruthless.
Yeah. Two of the best fights I ever seen. One was between two females, and this is high school. But then when I was in junior high, I seen one between two dudes that was just money. It was money. If you were hyping a pay-per-view fight, it was it. It was money. And those were the two that I remember. The funny thing though about the girls fight, and I won't say names in any of these here. I know they're still around here. Is friends with all of them. But we had a janitor who was fairly short in stature, and he kept a lot of keys on his belt loop, on the, he's just like there's probably 100 keys on there, like makes you tilt to one side. So he got the bright idea he was going to go break up the fight.
Oh boy.
Mistake. Dude, he got decked. He got up. He just walked off and kept going, man. And the fight went till they were done fighting, and that was it. And
Walk
he just went on the class. So
interesting.
Yeah, and but that's it just but everybody kind of stopped and you look. And, oh yeah. Oh, who's fighting today? Oh, we'll go on that. They're no good. But no, it was fighting was thing.
Interesting. Hey, if everybody's wondering, Dale had to step out and take a call. Somebody was calling him about a trip or something. So, hey, Shannon, what's the quote behind you there?
So the quote behind me is waffles are pancakes with abs. And if I had to, I guess that makes me a muffin because because if that's the case, I'm along. That ship sailed a long time ago.
So I'm going to start ordering them that way. I want some pancakes with abs and see what the server says.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You want butter on that? How many pads of butter?
I'll
you
show
want
everybody mine because my camera's turned the different way today. But see if I can get this on there.
There you go. Very good. That's right.
Oh, there it is.
That's right.
If you can't read that, it says poor quality lingers long after a cheap price is forgotten. I don't remember who said it.
Anybody in the sales businesses sell that at one point or other when they're selling a product.
Yeah.
It comes in a price. 'Cause
Yeah.
you never want to buy a price. You want to buy, quality and stuff. And there's very true to that.
Dale's back.
Man, it
It's-
smells really bad in here, guys.
Sorry.
Is your mic still on? Did they hear that?
Just saying.
just appreciate that,
Just an
gentlemen.
observation.
It must mean you're talking about those rabbits and the smell got bad.
Like you get nervous and you fart. I don't know. I'm just saying.
What else we got on the? There
I
it
mean,
is.
I mean, there we go. He was just trying to give me a little intro to play with the mixing board here
That's
today.
it.
I tell you. Yeah, so NASCAR is going to crank up at Darlington Sunday.
Woo.
The lady in black.
The lady in black.
Time.
Yeah, man.
I watched that North Wilkesboro iRace. That was cool. You know what iRacing is, Jack?
I am going to take a wild guess and say it's internet racing.
Pretty much. Everybody's, sitting at their house, and they are televising this on Fox.
I heard a couple guys got fired over that, though. I don't know.
Yeah. More people have lost their jobs in iRacing than regular NASCAR this year.
We're not
It's
going to
more
go down that
dangerous,
rabbit hole.
apparently.
Yeah.
We are going to avoid that rabbit
Yeah.
hole, but yes.
But yeah, I watched it. North Wilkesboro, man. They haven't raced there since 1996. That was
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
that was cool.
Yeah.
That was like little kid stuff when I was watching
yeah.
that. I remember it.
Yeah, that was North
The only,
Wilkesboro.
the only NASCAR track with a hill. The front straightaways.
fun.
The
And-
front straightaways downhill.
And you
Into turn one.
when you won, you got the grandfather clock.
No, that was Martinsville.
That too. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades.
Cassius Clay, Martinsville.
It's a small track.
Why is anybody
yeah,
listening?
Yeah, it's one of those places. But anyway, nonetheless, but NASCAR is cranking back up. It talks about baseball coming up soon. We got past the NFL draft. They're talking about, they released a schedule, I guess, which was a huge ordeal the other day. They needed stuff to talk about, and I think they rambled on ESPN for like 3 hours. And then NFL Network had like 30-some people set up for interviews, owners, coaches, things like that. So big unveiling there. Looking forward to football.
PGA?
PJ is going to kick
June?
off. Yeah, absolutely. So
Fans, no fans. What is it there?
I don't know. Did a little soft hand clap. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know. But we watched some Ocho. They kind of filled the bit with Ocho the other day.
Gotta
we were
love the
watching
Ocho.
the putt-putt. They were doing dodgeball, but they had a juggler. So the guy's juggling, and you were trying to protect the juggler. So if the juggler dropped the pins, then you won. It's the darndest thing I'd ever seen, man. And then they had like these robots. It was hilarious. We laughed pretty hard at it.
Was not the low of the lockdown watching NBA players and retired NBA players play horse via Zoom?
I never watched that.
That
I
was-
didn't
that
know
was
what
like-
going on.
Didn't watch it.
That was like the low point for me. Like, this
Just
is
you.
really going down the toilet.
Didn't watch it. Didn't watch it. I think the high point.
Then I turned it off and sat on my front porch and drank bourbon.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So do you have maybe a bourbon suggestion for us, Dale?
All of them.
Whatever's in front of you.
I think my bourbon tip of the day is drink it neat.
Yeah, I'm not a neat fan.
See, I don't like the rocks. You miss out a lot of flavor when you put it on the rocks.
I think it's
So-
one of those drinks that you can do it many ways, and you're right, just as long as there's no.
You can put it with your
Right.
sweet tea if you want to.
Yeah.
Anybody ever heard of that?
No, I came up with a great recipe the other day. Looking for a good morning pick-me-up. Go with the Michelob Ultra. Drop a little pineapple orange juice in it.
Is this an admission of a problem, Jack?
I thought only women drank Michelob Ultra.
Well, it was in the fridge, so I grabbed it. I didn't buy it.
But go ahead. Michelob Ultra, what was it?
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
sorry.
that's
I quit
it.
listening. At
Oh, that
I
was
was gonna
it.
say,
That was
okay.
just those couple
Yeah.
things.
You can do it with Miller Lite, any light beer like that, and some orange juice. Call it a man mosa.
Was that Tuesday morning?
No.
Okay. Wow. So we went from a bourbon suggestion to how to drink it to
Craft light beer cocktail.
a manmosa.
A man mosa, man.
Manmosa.
I think I got that from Gardner Reed there at Cohutta.
Nice. Cool, man. Awesome. Well, we talk about highlights, but the fishing has been fantastic.
Yeah, let's talk
Water-
about the real stuff.
Water looks great. The weather has been cool, but it's gonna warm up. Starting today, Saturday, Sunday, everything's going well. I know that I can't speak for myself. I haven't been out there, but
Are we doing a fish report?
But Jack, and let's go ahead and bump into that, man.
Let me
kinda
hit the thing then.
All right,
I don't have any show notes for today.
That's
so.
we just say casual,
Fishing
man.
report. Oh, there it
let's
is.
go into it. We'll call it a fishing report, but Dale and Jack have both been into water at separate times. But it's
6 feet
been
apart.
social distancing, but it's been great, man. Guys, fill us in on what you're seeing out on the water.
Yeah, so I fished Scotts Creek, 2-3 nights ago. After work, hit it for an hour and a half, and it fished great. A ton of bug life flying around. They'd eat just about any dry fly you threw at them, or a girdle bug in like a green and brown. That was pretty killer as well. Caught a ton of wild fish on that. It's got a couple of brook trout thrown in there, which was a nice treat for Scott Creek. Don't see those too often. Where have you been fishing, Dale?
So we had a trip yesterday with Cliff and Aiden, good friends of ours. We went to the Upper Nantahala, and that was pretty phenomenal. All kinds of bugs coming off all day, and I don't know if this is going to show up or not, but that's a green drake.
It shows up.
Those were flying around in abundance, especially in the afternoon, and we fished all the way until right up around 7 o'clock. And the hatch in the evening. I think that's the biggest mistake we all make around here is we don't fish into the evening enough.
That's because it's dinner time.
Well, it's dinner time, but I mean,
Of course, Bobby would say that.
I mean, it was the trip had gone long. I mean, we could quit at any time, but man, the hatch, I wasn't going to stop the trip in the middle of that hatch.
It was golden at 7 o'clock for you? I mean, it was...
Between 5:30 and 6:30 was pretty epic. And I mean, fish rising everywhere, numerous different species of mayflies and stones hatching, caddis. I mean, it was just, you threw anything tan and yellow, you're going to light it up. So yeah, I think the biggest advice from this fishing report is just get out there and stay out there. So
Get out and enjoy it.
Everything's pick up, take out only, so it's not like you got to make it to a restaurant to beat a crowd.
That's right.
So the only beer you can get's at a gas station, really, or you can go to some of the breweries. So, but anyway, even if you're fishing the Mitchell, delayed hard, because the fish we were catching were hatchery fish. They weren't. I mean, we caught some wild fish too, but a lot of time we don't give enough credit to fish from the hatchery for being smart enough to rise to hatches, but. By golly, they were yesterday. So yellow caddis, yellow stimulator, green stimulator, light Cahills in the evenings, and we're talking like 12s, 10s, big ones.
You're talking my language of the big stuff.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
Yeah. So
Why do you like the big stuff?
Big mess.
Well, big mess.
I have to have his readers.
That's
what I was wondering.
Knock on wood. Thank God I don't have to have them on unless I'm changing flies out there. But big flies. It was taught to me by Jerry would always fish the biggest, ugliest flies, the things that we would discard out of our box.
Yeah.
And especially evening time, those fish, he would catch the prettiest brown trout and just make us look so bad. And dress the fly one time. That's it. It's on.
I guess that's true. The bigger flies probably float a little better, right?
When they get ratty, they're under the surface film maybe a few inches. It looks like a cripple, maybe an emerger, and it just works. But I like big flies. I just think you're going to get it's like a porterhouse. When you look at that big meal, I mean, if you're hungry, you're going to exert the energy to go. Do you want that, or are you, or do you think we got vegetarian trout? I mean, I think I want the. For me, I feel like I have better success on the bigger flies. And the one thing I want to note on that photo, and that was an excellent photo, is that the green drake, the body ain't green. Mm-hmm. The underside of the body of those flies, they're a lighter color, and that's where the Cahills and those other flies like that come into play. Yeah, it's really only the upper part of the body, the abdomen and stuff, has that colorization on it and that banding, and then the wings itself, you kind of see that yellowish, greenish yellow type color there. So don't think that the body on the eastern green drake is green. Where we're at, it's not. The same way with the March brown. The underside of that mayfly is more of a lighter color.
Yeah, it's kind of that creamier.
So that's where if you don't have one, but if you've got a Cahill, it's going to be great. this time of year, I'm like Dale. I love fishing evening time up until I can't see no more. Get out of the water, and it's going to be that way in a national park.
Yeah.
The same thing. I know Casey went up to the national park this past weekend too, and talked about that. And I think he had a pretty good time up there, didn't he, Jack? Didn't Casey said he caught several fish up there?
That's what I heard. He said it was just about every cast.
It just changed.
Yeah.
Dale's trying to show something on his
No,
camera,
you can
but
see it, and then there we go.
no, this is the reflection. There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Just starting to go to sleep.
There you go. I see
What's
that.
that,
Right there.
Shannon?
That right there would be a rusty, we call it a rusty spinner right there. But yeah.
I mean, they were that thick. You
can't.
could just reach out and catch them.
So if you look up there toward the thorax area, I can see more where a sulfur orange
need to
dubbing
clean
on
your
that
nails.
right
Man,
there
that is a
would be
dirty
good.
thumb, whoever that
That's what I
is.
said. You need to clean those nails.
Yeah, they
Talk
look-
about in the picture.
Oh, my bad. I'm looking here
can't
like,
see
what
it.
the
I'm
heck,
looking at
man?
the
Oh,
camera-
what
the camera shot
I know
here.
we've worked hard in the shop today with putting out new product
That-
and stuff, but man,
That is something we keep talking about, looking at the camera shot, and I think we briefly touched on. But if you go to YouTube, this is going to be up on YouTube, so you can actually see us doing the podcast. We got cameras set up on all of us, and got pictures and stuff flashing through and all that. So make sure you go check that out on YouTube. I guess it'll be up same time the podcast is up.
I'd kind of leave that up to Jack getting that up there, but yeah, we'll
Same
we'll
time,
get it
Jack.
there. Well, no pressure.
Y'all share the computer.
No pressure, Jack. Absolutely, but that kind of leads us into another area we need to get into. Is Jack has been working, as well as the other folks in this room, on a new video series. We'd like to share that information with you. Obviously we got the how to tie, but we wanted to add something different to it. So Jack, kind of tell us what you and maybe Bobby and Dale have put your heads together about.
Ready for it? It's called The Virtual Guide. So we are your fly fishing guide online. So whether you want to learn how to tie that new knot or how to rig up your Euro nymph setup, we aim to put up some videos to help people from the 101, they've never fly fished before, to advanced. Just kind of touch on a number of different topics there. Something for everybody,
I feel like that name needs a button pushed on the thing, like a little cheer or something. Say it one more time.
The Virtual Guide.
There we go. Yeah, that's it. Is everybody happy now? Yoo-hoo!
That's just we got to play with the toy.
We do. I've got to, first of all, kind of blocked with where the microphone is, but we'll get this updated here and learn to play with it a little bit better. But round 2 out of the gate, just forgetting to hit the record button, not a big deal, of course.
Not a big deal.
Not
10 minutes of my life, Shannon. You stole. No big deal.
But you shared it with us, and I greatly appreciate you sharing those 10
I've heard
minutes.
this story
with
about
me.
the rabbit 3
I
times.
started to say, I was like, man,
We'll get
Jack
down a
was
rabbit
talking,
hole.
I was like, man, this feels like deja vu.
Yeah. But
So y'all definitely go check out the new video series. I think the first video went up
it's,
Wednesday.
went up Wednesday.
So there's one on what was it, on Euro nymphing setups or something like that.
Yeah, just basic Euro nymphing, like the leader components, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and we'll keep putting knot videos and who knows what. I don't know. Everything. How to use a whip finisher.
Product reviews too.
Product reviews.
I think that will fall in that same category.
Yeah, if you're new to it and kind of trying to figure out if you want a sling pack or vest or stuff, like those product reviews might help you. So
And as new gear comes out, so if Scott comes out with a new rod,
we hope.
things like that, we'll get that up there. Or Sage does something, we'll do our best to get that. But I think we were struggling with what to call it, and Jack brought up a good point. We talked about pro tips. If we put pro tips, people might feel like, hey, this is too much for us. So Jack said, how about the virtual guide? And that's what we came up with. So Jack, good job on that, and looking forward to more of those things coming out.
yeah, I'm excited.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So the other day, via email, we had got a question, and this came in from Lisa. And Lisa, we appreciate you listening to us. And Lisa is from Kannapolis, North Carolina. Isn't that where the Earnharts are from, right?
That's where Dale Earnhardt's from.
Man, I tell you. Yeah, the Earnharts.
The Intimidator.
Right. So Lisa's question is she want to know what is the latest information on stocking of the trout up here in Jackson and Swain counties. What do we know about that?
To my knowledge, everything around us got stocked. So the upper Nantahala got stocked in April and May and March, April, and May. Big Snowbird, Fires Creek, both sections of the Tuckaseegee, the Bryson City and the Silva, Dillsboro, Webster stretch, as everybody knows it. West Fork of the Pigeon, all of those got stocked. And everything I've heard too from NC Wildlife is all the hatchery supported streams got stocked, starting in March, and that they do it April, May, June, July, and then some I think even get an August stocking. So that's just kind of our area, right? I assume Cherokee, we haven't really heard anything from that. I assume they're probably been putting fish in, even if people haven't been fishing.
I think I read that same thing about fishing in Cherokee, where you don't have to have a mask on while you're fishing, but everywhere else you do, that they will begin stocking waters after May 8th, but before they weren't.
Okay.
So May 8th to the 15th, they're going to be
So
stocking.
sounds like this week they probably got some fish put in. So, and then I know in other sections of the state, some things didn't get stocked because some of the national forest was closed, and some of the state parks were closed that have DHs in them, so they couldn't access them to stock them. So you may have to check on that if you're going to fish one of the state park DHs or some of the other national forest areas, because we're not as up to date on those areas because we don't, keep tabs on them as close as we do to home waters.
We drive past a lot of trout to get to those trout.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, right. Gosh, we drive behind trout that's right behind the shop here.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. But Lisa,
Every day.
But Lisa, we certainly thank you for that question right there, and that kind of sparked something in my mind. And we may have gone over it last year, but maybe it's something to bring up again, as we're receiving calls in the shop there. But as we're doing licenses for folks that may be renewing their licenses, if you're a non-resident license holder, NC Wildlife last September did away with the trout stamp.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a change in your prices. They've gone down just a smidge. But if you were looking to purchase your license online and you're maybe fishing nowhere near us, maybe down toward Wilson's Creek or something like that, the trout stamp is no longer on the website. Don't freak out. That was just a change that NC Wildlife did.
Yep.
It's a good point there, Shannon.
Yeah.
Good reminder.
I still haven't memorized all the new pricing. I had the others perfect, and now I'm like, I can't remember. Everybody asks, and I'm like, I gotta go look.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that moment.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like,
the same way.
is it 30 or is it 28?
I can't remember.
It's hard to remember.
I don't know what it is, man. I really don't. So, Jack, I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here a little bit.
Oh boy. Okay. What you got?
With things kind of getting back to normal and kind of waiting what's going to happen here with Governor. We're in phase one. Once restaurants start opening up to consumers again, man, what have you been missing the most?
Oh man,
That's great.
I just want to go.
This is a good conversation. Let's talk about this.
All the rest of
The
it's
food,
been
of
crap.
course.
Let's talk about it.
So, what was the question exactly? Which is my favorite?
So as we hopefully get to enter phase two here in a week, and restaurants are open to sit down customers, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Bogarts. I can't wait to get back there.
That's like your local hangout.
I mean, yeah, it's good food.
That
That
was
was good.
That was a great political answer for your wife working there, and she does a great job.
okay.
I'm calling. They know what I'm ordering.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Is this
still.
Dale?
Let's say, so,
You want your nanner pudding?
so if you and Peyton were going somewhere to eat, let's go there.
There you go.
No, this is great. Bogarts is great.
Yeah,
by
like
the
you're
way.
taking your wife
Bogarts is
out.
great.
Oh man.
And we have a great food podcast recorded, but we've held on to it because of everything being closed.
Did we not put that one up?
I thought we put that up, dude.
No, we didn't put it up.
I did. It's on YouTube. I think.
If it's not, I thought it was. Anyways,
Okay, I've slept since then. I'm the oldest guy here with gray hair.
I gotta say, I'm excited for the Grove Park Inn. I like the restaurants there.
oh, big money.
Hey,
Uncle Donald paying for
Say-
dinner.
Saving that stimulus check. It
Hey.
sounds like.
Hey, you mentioned going out and taking
Holy
the
smokes.
wife out. You know, we got to do it right.
I gotta phase into this, Jack.
You got to jump right in. We got
is pretty
to
good,
support those folks.
I just want to be able to go eat inside Bojangles.
I was trying to think of a good food
Donald
truck.
Jack brings out Grove Park.
Yeah, Dale the other day. Dale the other day when he had to go to Asheville, and he put that picture. He shared the picture of Rocky's Hot Chicken
Yep,
Shack.
I did it.
Dale did it, and
Got the unchicken cutlets.
The unchicken cutlets.
Oh, my
Hey, your
God.
phone's all in your screen.
It's faux chicken. Sorry, I'm reading some breaking news.
Last time he was doing that, we had the stuff about the national park, opening. We were doing that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bobby,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are you, what are you looking forward to when it comes to food wise opening back up? Somewhere go.
Man, I don't like all of it. Local? Are we talking local?
Yeah, just
I mean, Jack gave
Apparently
two
not.
I mean, you can do whatever.
Mexican. There's something about eating Mexican. It's hard to do takeout Mexican.
Where it's all steamed
true.
and got inside you.
Yeah, it's just
Agreed.
not as good.
Agreed.
Messy.
So
Agreed.
I'd like some good Mexican. I mean, we missed Cinco de Mayo. Taco Bell tacos are good, but it wasn't what I usually
We had
do.
a Cinco de Mayo in here. We had a taco
Yeah.
party.
We did.
But
we did.
Mexican, and then if I'm going big time like Jack, man, yeah, the Blue Ridge at the Grove Park would be pretty good.
Yeah.
That place
That-
is pretty special.
The Sunset Terrace is definitely something to check out.
It's tasty.
I want to go down to Canyon Kitchen in Cashers. I ain't
Oh,
done that
yeah.
yet.
At
See,
Lonesome Valley.
I don't know a lot of the restaurants down there.
Yeah.
They cook over
Yeah.
the fire, man.
Well, you sit
it's-
outside and you're
yeah,
looking at the mountain.
You're looking at that huge rock,
Yeah.
back through there. I mean, the setting is fantastic, for sure.
The
We forget about stuff like that on that part of the county.
I don't know a lot of the restaurants down there. I don't frequent that way too often.
I think I'm just looking at getting out of the house, like for dinner. Rockies. It was great to go to Rockies, but it's like Bobby said. It's just when you open up the styrofoam or the little metal pan with the cardboard lid, it's just not as good.
I'm with you. I agree.
I mean,
Some things are.
Yeah,
But not
Alex.
everything.
Alex was.
that biscuit was just as good.
Yeah. No, a few weeks ago, Alex was like he wanted Mexican, and it was just him and myself, and I went ahead and ordered with him, and you're right. It wasn't the same. I mean, it was a start, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not the same. And looking forward to when El Patron gets to move
new
into
spot.
the new spot
Yeah.
there.
And the oyster.
The oyster, man, it looks great.
Creekside.
So
Creekside.
what's yours, Shannon? You asked it, so now I'm asking you.
So the other day I gave in and did a to-go pickup order at Olive Garden.
He made a
and-
long trip for that, man. That's
Yeah,
like a
dude,
2-hour round
dude,
trip.
but it was worth it. It was like
I heard
it
you
was
sat
like
in the car for the all-you-can-eat breadsticks.
oh
They just
man,
kept bringing them
I
out,
brought
huh?
enough breadsticks home, and
Yeah, where's that endless pasta bowl? Can we just sit there like on the curb
Yeah.
and be like, fill it up again?
and they had that down to a science. You ordered online, you tell them what time you'll be there to pick it up. I mean, it was money. It was money. But out at Braden, I don't know about Dale's children's there, but Braden's even he's ready to get out of the house and get back to a place to eat. Tanya's been saying Chewy's. She's wanting to get the Chewy's and get some fajitas for sure. So I'm sure that'll be something that will happen. We kind of we take for granted, being able to go to all these places, and it was great being at home. But honey, it's time for a change, and looking forward to that change. So I think looking forward to that opportunity to get out of the house and just go sit down and have a server and come and take care of us, and we can take care of the server after the meal, and it'll all be good, man. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it'll be good for morale, for sure.
Sorry. We're making hand gestures at each other over here.
There we go.
We're playing.
Well, I don't know. Did they pick that up on the
Middle
camera?
school
No,
called,
you were the only one on the camera.
Okay, all
So,
right. So yeah,
I knew.
the good guy here. Yeah, baby. Remember, I'm a muffin. I don't have
a
the
muffin.
I don't have the
waffles
abs.
or pancakes with abs.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I'm the muffin. That ship sailed a long time ago, Dale.
Oh my god!
When we're talking about food, so it's going to get even worse. Yeah, that'd be cool. Looking forward to that for sure. But anyway,
what other things we got to talk about? Give me something else.
Well, I mean, you look at it, spring here. A big shout out to Elijah Dell, one of our employees here, who last Saturday would have been his graduation at Western Carolina University, and
But instead, he was on the oars.
he was on the oars. But
Guiding.
certainly a huge accomplishment for Elijah. Met Elijah when he's a freshman there, and kudos for him. And
I think he grew his hair the entire
Yeah.
time he was at.
He had
college.
short hair the freshman year.
he didn't really start growing his hair out until about a year ago.
He quit going to barbers he was ahead of us.
Yeah, and
He knew this was coming.
but to him and the students that come in here from Western for over the years that have graduated in this graduation class,
Hadn't already got their pro deals.
we've wished them the very best going forward, and certainly our high school students, Miss Collins, out at the high school.
She's a student?
She's working with those high school students, and I think hopefully they're going to wrap up here before long. But
Not soon enough.
coaching those students, trying to get them through this senior year of high school.
This is a weird time for them.
It's
I'm
a very
sure.
weird time, but I want to give those folks a huge shout out and wish them congratulations, continued success, because you're going to be the future. If and when this happens again, the lessons that we learn from this, you're going to have to be there to implement them. And but congratulations to you folks there. Don't want to forget y'all for sure. And just want to throw that out there and let them know that we're thinking about them, and come and fish with us when you get those jobs and they go into effect, and you got some money and you want to come back and visit Western. Come and see the guys at Tuck Fly Shop.
Come to the football game.
Absolutely. Come see Tommy White. Tailgate with Tommy.
That's it.
Tommy White.
Everybody
with Tommy.
tailgate with Tommy.
That's right, man.
That's it.
Tailgate with Tommy.
He's over there zooming in.
Oh, mercy. Well, this is going from
technology.
So,
yeah.
well, anyways, everybody, make sure you go check out the video on YouTube. Let us know what you think of it, because this is a totally new thing we're doing. It's kind of fun. You get to actually see us in action. Not that we're like exercising or anything great, but you get to see us talking, which we're all good at, I guess. But why y'all giving me funny looks?
With that exercising thing of watching us exercise, that would that would be.
I mean, we can make that happen if y'all want it. If y'all request it,
Yeah,
we'll put Dale on that treadmill behind him right there.
You know that thing
There
right
it
there. We certainly have the
Playing at the Collins house.
we have the treadmill back there, but
That's for Finn.
Yeah, and we're going to be able, as things get back to normal, get some interviews coming in here too. We've kind of practiced the social distancing with everybody, but really start to highlight those events that have been rescheduled, that are scheduled to take place later in the year.
Yeah, we had people scheduled through April, and they kind of got put on hold. So it'll be nice to be able to do some more interviews. Which now we can do the phone calls too. We got the system set up so that we can do interviews over the phone, which it's not the same, but it's still cool that we can do it for people that can't come in, or somebody like our buddies out there at Big Sky. We can do some interviews with them and stuff. So
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
yeah,
That's
it'll be
exactly
fun.
right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we want feedback on this. Y'all let us know what you think about the video side of it. And as we're recording this, I'm hoping that the video side comes out so we can put it up. So hopefully
Did
that
you
does
hit
happen.
record?
I hit record twice. So Shannon was the only one today that.
If you hit it
that
twice,
forgot
that means it might have turned
I mean,
it
that
off.
That's a
button's
double
huge.
negative.
That thing's bigger than a 50-cent piece.
Way to go, Smiley. That's it. Yeah, we live and we learn, right?
When you were on the carriers, did you ever forget to push the button?
Ooh,
Like, did you forget that
crickets.
at all?
Crickets.
Thanks. No.
They went, Messer forgot to hit the button again.
No, we no situations like that.
control.
Well, I mean, ground control to something Tom.
Big mess.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right, man. Oh, no. Some great stories, though, from the carrier, from the Navy Day. Some excellent stories there, but
Did you go watch that one on the Nimitz I told you about?
I did not.
You need to go watch that.
I will. I
Forget that guy's name now. He had that weird name, but that was a good video.
Yeah, I'm
Like
sure
to
it
see
is.
the inside of a carrier.
It'll bring back
Hey, y'all
some
get it.
memories.
Y'all enjoy this. Cliff Carpenter's uncle. So, good friend of ours, we got it yesterday. His uncle was one of the frogmen. Y'all heard of them?
Oh, yeah. Very familiar with frog.
Frog, man.
He went
I
out
played
and
that
they
game.
would blow up the reefs ahead of the invasion in the Pacific on the islands. So
Really?
if the amphibious craft couldn't get
Over the reef.
they didn't want to risk them getting stuck, obviously. So they just went ahead and
Man, how would that be received today? we
Well-
just blew up a coral reef so the boat could get through
oh
here.
yeah, there'd be some people. Yeah, but I mean, but he said they had to no radios, right? But they would swim with the explosives. He said sometimes up to 5 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
incredible. Like the physical demands of that are
Yeah.
just nuts. Currents.
That's what
gotta
like those
come back,
Navy
too.
SEALs and stuff do that mess.
So
I don't know that our Navy SEALs today could do that.
Oh, yeah, they can.
So,
Absolutely.
So,
Good answer.
So at boot camp,
I hope they can.
so before we close this out, but at boot camp, back in it's different now. But when I got up to Great Lakes, Illinois, you're sitting in a room, and they go down. They come to you. Obviously, they call out your last name, whether you're going to an A school or whatever you have contractually committed to. And then they tell you qualify for the SEAL team, EOD, other things like that, and that's your choice to say yes, no.
That's your one choice to
That's
say,
your
I
one
want to be a
choice to
SEAL.
say yes or no. Now, if you say yes, that doesn't mean you're going to the SEAL program, because you still have to pass the physical test and the swim test. The funny thing about this is, some of the folks got up there and said, well, my recruiter said I could be a SEAL. Well, they didn't qualify academically to start with. So the mental aspect of it, that
Many
you
hearts
didn't,
and minds were
you-
broken
you
right
know,
there.
there was a lot of hearts and minds broken that night. And then
I wonder
as-
what the percentage is.
as you get into your basic training aspect of it, we have our swim test, and you could do different levels that you could pass on your swim test. Jumping off the big, probably 15, 20-foot platform, you go in feet first. You got to tread water for like 5-10 minutes. You got to do so many laps around the pool, that kind of stuff. And then if you want to do more, you can do more, and yada, yada, yada. The swim test in itself was just hilarious. You've seen guys that never swam before crying for mama up there at the top of it was funny. And that's why I realized they had a kiddie pool at the end. I didn't know, but they had a kiddie pool. But during boot camp, you could actually go take your PT test as many times as you wanted to until you passed it. The thing that got the guys, and I was there, it was all just men at boot camp with us, was they would do they would run, they would do the swim, and as soon as they got out of the pool, they had to go to the pull-up bar.
And they were worn out from swimming.
They were. If they could get past
Swimming's tough, man.
If they could get past the pull-up bar, they could do their push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. They were usually in.
Yeah.
Then after you graduate boot camp, you go to your A school. You completed your A school. They gave you your SEAL workout. You did your workout, and then you got orders to BUDS at that point, your basic underwater diving school, and then it went from there. I had 3 people in my class
That got to go.
that
Like
left.
an opportunity.
Yeah, so after we graduated from electricians mate school, that was we were electricians on the ship. They got their orders and they went to BUDS. From that point, I have no clue if they
I wonder
made
how the
it or
frogmen
whatever.
did it. Like, how did they get recruited for that? Like, who says I want to swim with bombs up to a coral reef and blow it up?
Yeah,
I don't know.
just those
no radio. They probably took their dog tags too.
They were men. Anybody that's just it's just a different time. They showed us some
I
videos.
bet there was it wasn't any scuba.
They would free
I
free
don't know.
swim. They showed us some old footage where they would hang on to like the side of the raft.
Yeah.
And it would all be dark, and they would like hang on to the side of the raft, and they get so far, and they would go in at that point. But it's a pretty intense program.
Well,
Anybody?
I've had friends that have, they've been through the military and they've swam miles from out. They jump out of a helicopter and swim in. That's just it.
it's both
Kudos to the frogmen and the
Yeah, all those people that did it.
any special forces that that go above and beyond everybody in the military, but when you go special forces, it's the odds of you, if you go on a mission, it's 50-50 whether you make it back or you don't make it back, or if you make it back, you may be messed up. So anyway,
We digress. We got on the
we got on
rabbit
today's
trail.
title, Rabbit Holes.
That's right. Went down the
Rabbit
rabbit hole.
trails.
But anyway, so thank you to those folks too. Out there on the front lines, we have 6 carriers on deployments right now. One of my
Shannon's keeping up with them,
one of my former
tracking them via satellite.
the Eisenhower is out there. I've got a friend on board the Roosevelt who's a F-18 pilot.
Oh, so you got to go through all the
Yeah,
the
they're
craziness of that.
hashtag COVID cruise is what they've been doing. Been keeping up with them there. Hashtag COVID crew, but appreciate Heath and all he's doing for us and all the folks out there in the ocean right now. So appreciate the military, all the people on the front line, healthcare workers, all y'all. We appreciate everything that y'all are sacrificing for us, because you go above and beyond every day without question.
Well, very cool. Well, we appreciate everybody listening. Come see us. Watch the videos.
Yeah,
Listen
man.
to the podcast.
Jack,
Yay.
Dale, anything you want to add before we kind of
Man,
close
the
out?
fishing's great. Get here.
It really is.
It has been solid
Good
for
deal,
sure.
man. Well, that's great. Well, we're going to close this bad boy out here today. We appreciate everybody listening to the Tuckcast with a Splash of Bourbon. Remember, you can give us a call at 828-488-3333. Be sure to look us up, tuckflyshop.com, for all your needs. The web store's up and running. Got some great deals on that rascal there for you as well. And if you have any questions you want to email to us, it's info@tuckflyshop.com. I'm Shannon Messer signing off for the Tuckcast with a Splash of Bourbon.